I'm about to tell you something I've never admitted publicly, something I've been hiding behind success, behind achievement, behind the image of someone who has it all figured out. The truth is, I'm terrified, not of failure, not of losing money, not of any of the things people think someone like me would fear. I'm terrified of something much deeper, much more personal, much harder to admit. I'm scared that no matter what I achieve, no matter what I build, no matter how much I accomplish, it will never be enough. That underneath all the success and recognition and achievement, I'm fundamentally broken, and that eventually everyone will see it. This isn't easy to say. I've built a reputation as someone fearless, someone who takes impossible risks and succeeds, someone who doesn't let fear stop him. But the truth is, I'm driven by fear more than anything else. Fear of being ordinary, fear of being forgotten, fear of not mattering, and that fear has controlled my entire life in ways I'm only beginning to understand. Before I tell you what happened that made me finally confront this, I need to know something. Have you ever felt like you are performing a version of yourself for the world while hiding who you really are? Like no matter what you achieve, there's a voice inside saying you're a fraud. If you have, drop a comment and say, I feel this, because I need to know I'm not alone in this. I need to know other people understand what it is like to be successful on the outside while feeling empty on the inside. 2 weeks ago, I had a panic attack. A real one, not stress, not anxiety about a project. A full panic attack where I couldn't breathe, couldn't think, felt like I was dying. It happened during a normal day. Nothing particularly stressful was happening. I was in my office working on routine things and suddenly my chest tightened, my vision blurred, and I couldn't catch my breath. My assistant called a doctor. They ran tests. My heart was fine, my lungs were fine, everything was physically fine, and the doctor looked at me and said, Mr. Musk, when was the last time you felt safe? Safe. Such a simple word, and I couldn't answer because I realized I've never felt safe. Not really, not for as long as I can remember. I felt successful, I felt accomplished, I felt powerful but safe. That feeling that the world isn't constantly threatening, that you can let your guard down, that you're okay just as you are. I don't know what that feels like, and that's when everything started to unravel, when I started to see that the person I show the world isn't who I actually am. It's armor, it's protection. It is a performance I've been giving my entire life because I am terrified of what happens if people see the real me. So let me tell you who I really am. Not the version you see in interviews or on social media, the real person underneath all the achievement and success and carefully constructed image. I'm someone who wakes up at 3 a.m. with his heart racing, convinced that everything he's built is about to collapse, that SpaceX will fail, that Tesla will go bankrupt, that everyone will realize I don't actually know what I'm doing. And I lie there in the dark alone trying to convince myself it's going to be okay, while a voice in my head says, it's not, it's never going to be okay, you're going to fail, and everyone will see that you were never as smart or capable as they thought. I'm someone who can't accept compliments. When people tell me I'm brilliant or visionary or changing the world, I smile and say thank you. But inside, I'm thinking, if you really knew me, you wouldn't say that. If you saw how scared I am, how much I doubt myself, how often I feel like I'm barely holding it together, you'd see I'm nothing special. I'm someone who uses achievement like a drug. Every success gives me a brief high, a moment where the fear quiets and I feel okay, but it never lasts. The feeling fades, the fear comes back. And I need another achievement, another validation, another proof that I'm not worthless. I'm someone who's terrified of intimacy, of letting people really see me, because if they see the real me, the scared, insecure, broken person underneath the success, they'll leave. They'll realize I'm not worth knowing, so I keep everyone at a distance. I let them see the successful version, the confident version, but never the truth. I'm someone who's convinced that love is conditional, that people only care about me because of what I've accomplished. That if I stopped achieving, stopped building, stopped being Elon Musk, the visionary, nobody would want me around. That I have to earn love and belonging through success because I'm not enough on my own, and I'm someone who's deeply, profoundly lonely, surrounded by people all the time, but feeling completely alone. Because when you're performing all the time, when you're hiding your real self, you can't actually connect with anyone. You're surrounded by people who know the performance, but nobody knows you. That's who I am, that's what I hide, that's what the panic attack forced me to finally see. And here's what terrifies me most. I don't know how to stop. I don't know how to just be a person instead of a performance. I don't know how to let people see me without the armor. I don't know how to believe I'm enough without achievement to prove it. Let me tell you where this comes from, because fear this deep doesn't come from nowhere. I grew up feeling invisible, not neglected in obvious ways, but emotionally invisible. I learned early that my feelings didn't matter, that vulnerability was weakness, that the only way to get attention or approval was through achievement. So that's what I did. I achieved, I succeeded, I proved I was smart, capable, worth noticing, and it worked. Achievement got me recognition, it got me respect. It got me everything that just being myself never did. So I learned who I am isn't enough, but what I do might be. That lesson shaped everything. It's why I can't stop achieving. It's why success never feels like enough. It's why I'm terrified of being ordinary, because ordinary me, just Elon, without the companies and the rockets. And the innovation, that person wasn't enough. That person was invisible. I had a therapist tell me once, "You're trying to earn the love you deserved unconditionally as a child," and I wanted to argue to explain that it's not that simple, but deep down, I knew she was right. I'm still that kid trying to prove he's worth loving, except now I'm doing it on a global stage with billions of dollars at stake. The panic attack showed me something I've been avoiding. This isn't sustainable. I can't keep running for myself. I can't keep using achievement to avoid feeling my feelings. I can't keep performing strength while being terrified inside. So here are the specific fears I carry every single day. The things that terrify me that nobody knows about. I'm terrified that I peaked, that my best work is behind me, that everything from here will be downhill, that I'll slowly become irrelevant while pretending I'm still at my prime, and that people will watch it happen and feel sorry for me. I'm terrified of being forgotten, of building all this and having it not matter, of dying and having people move on within a week, of my life's work becoming a footnote, of not leaving a mark significant enough to justify my existence. I'm terrified of being exposed as ordinary, as just a person who got lucky, as someone who doesn't actually have special insights or abilities, as a fraud who convinced people he was a genius when really he's just ordinary. I'm terrified of vulnerability, of letting someone really see me and having them decide I'm not worth their time, of opening up and being rejected, of trusting someone and being hurt. So I stay closed, I stay armored, I stay alone. I'm terrified that success is all I have, that if you take away my companies and my achievements, there's nothing else there, that I don't know how to just be a person, that I've become so identified with what I do that I've lost any sense of who I am. I'm terrified of my own mind, of the depression that creeps in sometimes, of the thoughts that tell me nothing matters, of the darkness that feels bottomless, of losing control of my own thoughts and not being able to fight my way back, and most of all, I'm terrified that I'm unlovable, that the real me, not the successful version, but the scared, broken, imperfect me, isn't someone anyone would choose to love, that I have to keep achieving to be worth caring about, that if I stop performing, I'll end up alone. These fears control me, they drive me forward. Yes, but they also make it impossible to rest, to be satisfied, to feel like I've done enough, because enough would mean I could stop, and stopping feels like dying. After the panic attack, I started therapy, real therapy, not I went to a few sessions therapy, deep, uncomfortable, confronting everything I've been avoiding therapy. And here's what I'm learning. These fears aren't truth. They're old stories I've been telling myself, stories I learned in childhood, stories that made sense when I was young and trying to survive, but they're not true now. The truth is, I'm enough, not because of what I've built, just because I exist. My worth isn't conditional on achievement, it's inherent. I don't have to earn love or belonging. I deserve them just by being human. But knowing that intellectually and believing it emotionally are very different things, I can understand it. But feeling it, believing it deep down, that's the work I'm doing now. I'm learning to sit with discomfort instead of running from it through achievement. To feel my feelings instead of burying them in work. To let people see the real me instead of performing strength I don't always feel. I'm learning that vulnerability isn't weakness, it's actually courage, that admitting fear doesn't make me less capable, that showing up as I really am is braver than hiding behind success. I'm learning that connection requires honesty, that I can't build real relationships while hiding my real self, that people can't love me if they don't know me, and they can't know me if I never let them see past the performance. I'm learning that success without self-acceptance is empty, that all the achievement in the world won't fill the hole inside if I don't learn to value myself beyond what I accomplish. And I'm learning that I'm not alone in this, that many successful people are driven by the same fears, that many high achievers are running from the same sense of not being enough, that this isn't unique to me. It's a pattern many of us fall into. So here's why I'm sharing this, not because I've figured it out. I haven't. I'm still terrified most days, still fighting the voices that say I'm not enough. Still tempted to hide behind achievement instead of showing up authentically. I'm sharing this because someone needs to say it. Someone needs to admit that success doesn't cure fear, that achievement doesn't fill the emptiness, that you can have everything and still feel like you're not enough. And I am sharing this because maybe it will give you permission to be honest about your own fears. To admit that you're scared, to stop pretending you have it all figured out, to show up as you actually are instead of who you think you should be. What are you really afraid of? Not the surface fears, the deep ones, the ones you don't admit to anyone. Are you afraid you're not enough? That people wouldn't love you if they really knew you? That your success is luck and eventually people will realize it. That you're fundamentally broken and no amount of achievement will fix it. Because if you are, you're not alone. I'm right there with you, successful on the outside, terrified on the inside, achieving constantly while wondering if any of it matters, performing strength while feeling weak. Here's what I want you to know. Your worth isn't conditional. You don't have to earn the right to exist. You're enough exactly as you are right now without changing or improving or achieving anything else. I know that's hard to believe. I'm struggling to believe it myself, but I'm trying. I'm doing the work. I'm facing the fears instead of running from them. I'm learning to show up authentically instead of performing constantly, and I'm asking you to do the same. Stop hiding behind whatever armor you've built. Stop performing strength you don't feel. Stop pretending you have it all together. Just show up as you are, scared, imperfect, human. I can't promise it gets easier. But I can't promise you're not alone. We're all scared. We're all performing. We're all wondering if we're enough. And maybe if we're honest about it, we can start to heal together. My confession is this. I'm not who you think I am. I'm not fearless or invincible or always confident. I'm scared. I'm vulnerable. I'm human, and I'm finally learning that being human is enough. You know what the hardest part of this journey has been? Not admitting my fears, not facing my vulnerabilities. The hardest part has been forgiving myself for being human, for not being perfect, for having needs and weaknesses and limitations. I've spent my entire life punishing myself for not being enough. Every mistake became proof that I was fundamentally flawed. Every moment of weakness became evidence that I was broken. Every time I needed help or support or just someone to understand, I saw it as failure. But here's what I'm slowly learning. Being human means being imperfect. It means having fears and needs and limitations. It means struggling sometimes, and none of that makes me less valuable. None of that makes me unworthy, it just makes me real. I think about all the years I wasted trying to be invincible, trying to prove I didn't need anyone, trying to show the world I had no weaknesses, and what did it get me? Success, yes. Recognition, absolutely. But also isolation, loneliness, a deep exhaustion from performing constantly. A profound disconnection from myself and everyone around me, and now I'm trying something different. I'm trying to be honest, to show up as I actually am instead of who I think I should be, to let people see my struggles instead of just my successes, to ask for help instead of pretending I have all the answers. It's terrifying. Every time I'm honest about my fears, part of me expects rejection, expects people to decide I'm not worth their time, expects the world to confirm my deepest fear that the real me isn't enough. But you know what's actually happening? The opposite. The more honest I am, the more real connections I make, the more I admit my struggles, the more people open up about theirs. The more human I allow myself to be, the less alone I feel, and that's teaching me something profound. We don't connect through perfection. We connect through authenticity, through honesty, through admitting that we're all struggling, all scared, all figuring it out as we go. My greatest achievements haven't made me feel connected to humanity, but admitting my deepest fears, that has. Showing my vulnerability, that has. Being honest about my struggles, that has. So this is my invitation to you. Stop performing. Stop pretending you have it all figured out. Stop hiding your fears behind a mask of confidence. Just be real, be honest, be human, because the world doesn't need more people pretending to be perfect. It needs people willing to be real, people willing to admit they're scared, people willing to show up authentically even when it's uncomfortable. That's what I'm trying to do now. Not because I've mastered it, but because I'm tired of performing, tired of hiding, tired of being alone behind armor I built to protect myself, but that ended up imprisoning me. I don't know where this journey leads. I don't know if I'll ever fully believe I'm enough without achievement to prove it, but I'm trying, and that's all any of us can do. Try, show up, be honest, keep going even when it's hard. You're not alone in your fears. You're not broken for being human. You're not weak for admitting you struggle. You're brave. You're real. You're exactly what the world needs. Share this with someone who might need to hear it. Someone who seems successful but might be struggling inside. Someone who might be performing strength while feeling terrified. Someone who needs permission to be human instead of perfect. And subscribe to follow this journey. I'm going to keep being honest about this process, about the fears, the struggles, the progress, and setbacks, because I think we need more honesty about what it's really like to be human, successful or not. Drop a comment and tell me what fear drives you. What are you really scared of underneath all the things you show the world? What would happen if you let people see the real you?